As the first light of dawn spills over the wild frontier, I wake to another day in the life of a cowboy in the year 1876. The chill air is still heavy with the scent of 1,000 head of cattle, a smell that's become as familiar as my own. I pull myself out of the bedroll, my body aching from yesterday's arduous ride, dust billowing around me as I shake off the stiffness. The day begins with a quick swig of water and the cold remnants of last night's beans and hardtack. I start a fire, the warmth spreading through my body as surely as the first sip of strong black coffee brewed over open flames. There's no luxury of fresh milk or sugar out here in the wild expanse of the West, but the sharp bitterness clears the lingering fog of sleep from my mind. I slip into my functional attire, battered boots, sturdy chaps, and a sun-bleached Stetson. Each item tells a story of sun-baked trails and frigid nights, of stampedes and cattle rustlers. At my side, the weight of my Colt revolver is reassuring, reminding me of the dangers that come with the territory. My horse, Whiskey, waits with anticipation. I feed him a handful of oats before I tend to his grooming. Checking his hooves is a task of paramount importance. A lame horse is a cowboy's worst fear in the midst of a cattle drive. There's no local farrier to turn to, so I've learned to tend to these needs myself, a feat that requires both a firm hand and a gentle touch. Once saddled, it's time to round up the cattle scattered across the open range. The Texas Longhorns are hardy animals, but prone to wander. The work is grueling, under the ever-present relentless glare of the sun. I herd the cattle, guiding them with the practiced ease of years in the saddle, my voice and rope my only tools. By noon, the heat shimmers in waves off the plains. Dinner consists of more beans and the occasional slab of salt pork cooked over the open fire. It's not gourmet, but it fills the belly and fuels the body for the work still to come. In the afternoon, I mend fences, repair gear, and tend to the needs of the cattle. There's no room for a weak link in the chain out here, be it a lame beast or a broken saddle girth. Sometimes I help with the branding, the hot iron leaving a permanent mark on the hides of the cattle, a necessary act for identification and protection against rustlers. As the day wanes and the heat subsides, the sky turns a brilliant palette of reds and oranges. I guide the herd to water, watching as they drink their fill from the life-giving stream. Supper is a repeat of the midday meal, but the addition of a shared bottle of whiskey and the camaraderie of the other cowboys under the twilight sky gives it a special flavor. Nighttime brings a different set of tasks. It's my turn to stand first watch. Armed with my rifle, I patrol the camp, keeping an eye out for predators or rustlers. The only sounds are the lowing of the cattle and the occasional howl of a distant coyote, a lonely serenade under the star-studded sky. When my shift ends, I roll into my blanket, using my saddle as a makeshift pillow. Sleep comes swiftly, a deep, weary rest, born of hard work and honest toil. The cowboy life isn't glamorous, it's a gritty and arduous existence, but there's a certain nobility to it, a connection to the land, the cattle, and the horse that's as strong as the lasso in my hand. Each new day brings its own set of challenges, but I meet them head-on. It's about survival, camaraderie, and a deep respect for the wild, untamed beauty of the frontier. It's a life of independence, of testing one's mettle against the wilderness, a life shaped by grit, resilience, and the enduring bond between a cowboy, his horse, and the sprawling expanse of the American West. It's hard, it's dirty, but by the glow of the campfire and under the vast western sky, I wouldn't have it any other way.